I am a yoga instructor and yoga therapist from Singapore. It is a great pleasure and honor to be amongst such great dignitaries and speakers today. आप सभी का मैं तहे दिल से स्वागत करती हूँ. As you all know, 21st June is the International Day of Yoga, and we have started the celebrations already. YouthNews.online, in association with National Youth Foundation, Indian Yoga Association, and Parmarth Niketan Ashram have organized International Yoga e-conclave, and today is the second day. We have some renowned and eminent speakers from all over the world to enlighten us. Yesterday was the first day of the conclave, and we had the privilege to listen to many spiritual gurus and yoga masters from all over the world sharing their wisdom and knowledge with us. It is my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to all of you for the second day of International Yoga e-conclave 2021. I would like to thank the sponsors of the conclave, who are City Montessori School, Vishwa and Vyasa Canada, the Art of Living Foundation, Hum Purna Yoga Institute, Sarva Yoga International, Resonance the Yoga Studio, International Naturopathy Organization, SBPASS, World Yoga Federation, Yoga Alliance International, Sunmark Event Expert, Adhyatma Yoga Kendra, Soham Department of Yoga and Naturopathy, MJ College, Jalgaon, Anand Ashram Pondicherry, Dr. Nutan Ayurveda and Garbh Sanskar Academy, Manav Dharam Argentinian Hindu Parishad. Thank you all. The reach and spread of yoga today spans across continents. There are communities of yoga practitioners in almost every country in the world today. In order to benefit fully from yoga, to understand yoga in its entirety, we must reflect on who is a yogi. There is a beautiful shlok in Bhagavad Gita where Lord Krishna says, Yasmano dvijate loko, lokano dvijate chayaha, harshamarsh bhayo dvegair, muktoya sachme priyaha. By whom the world is not disturbed, and he who is not disturbed by the world, who is free from joy, impatience, fear, and distress. He is also dear to me. As you all know, we are going through extraordinary times with the pandemic still quite prevalent. As the world battles the COVID-19 pandemic on a war footing, India's traditional system of yoga has been established as a means to boost immunity, improve overall health and well-being. On 20th March 2020, Director General of the WHO also suggested that people could do yoga to maintain their physical and mental health. This will not help you only in the long term, it will also help you to fight COVID-19 if you get it, he suggested.
Pranam aap sabhi ko. We would like to welcome you all in the International Yoga e-conclave, organizing it virtually today. ये कोरोना का एक ऐसा कठिन समय है जब हम सभी अपने अपने घरों में हैं और इस समय बड़ा ही मुश्किल हो जाता है चीजें कर पाना. फिर भी हमने एक प्रयास किया है और एक कदम उठाया है इस दिशा पे कि हम लोग कोरोना को तभी हरा पाएंगे जब हम योगा को इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे, जब हम नेचुरोपैथी को इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे. इसी क्रम में मैं आप यहाँ आए हुए सभी अतिथियों का हार्दिक स्वागत, वंदन एवं अभिनंदन करता हूं. इसी क्रम में हमारे बीच में आज कार्यक्रम के चीफ गेस्ट श्री 1008 आचार्य महामंडलेश्वर स्वामी कैलाशानंद गिरी जी महाराज हमारे बीच में आ चुके हैं. मैं उनका भी अपनी YouthNews.online की तरफ से हार्दिक स्वागत, वंदन एवं अभिनंदन करता हूं. We would like to introduce that this event is conceptualized and organized by YouthNews.online in association with Parmarth Niketan Ashram, Haridwar, and Indian Yoga Association, supported by National Youth Foundation, City Montessori School, Vishwa and Vyasa Canada, the Art of Living Foundation, Hum Purna Yoga Institute, Sarva Yoga International, Resonance the Yoga Studio, International Naturopathy Organization, SB Pass, World Yoga Federation, Yoga Alliance International, Sanmarg Event International, Adhyatma Yoga Kendra, Soham Department of Yoga and Naturopathy, MJ College, Jalgaon, Anand Ashram, Pondicherry, Dr. Nutan Ayurveda and Garbh Sanskar Academy, Manav Dharma Argentina Hindu Parishad. We would like to welcome you all again. एक बार मैं स्वागत करना चाहूंगा हमारे आज के कार्यक्रम के विशिष्ट अतिथि स्वामी गोविंद देव गिरी जी महाराज जी का, जो कि हमारे बीच में आ चुके हैं, जो कि ट्रेजरार हैं राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ ट्रस्ट न्यास के। मैं स्वागत करना चाहूंगा हमारे बीच में परम पूज्य हिज होलीनेस परम पूज्य स्वामी चिदानंद सरस्वती जी, जो कि फाउंडर हैं परमार्थ निकेतन आश्रम के, वो आ चुके हैं। मैं उनका स्वागत करता हूं। आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम फॉर माय काइंड हार्ट डॉक्टर Antonietta Rossi from Italy, founder Sarva Yoga International. I would like to welcome Sneha Arora, Indian classical and Bhakti singer. I would like to welcome Valentina Cortini. I would like to welcome Sri Gaurav Prakash ji, जो कि हमारे बीच में आ चुके हैं. I would like to welcome Carlos G. Verratti, the director of the Center of Yoga Sadhana of Argentina. I would like to welcome Mr. Adi Stern, co-founder Astang Yoga. I would like to welcome Swami Vidyanand ji. He is a very renowned and founder and president Yoga Alliance International, World Yoga Federation, Meditation Alliance International. I would like to welcome you all here in this board, in this International Yoga E-Conclave. We are doing it for the second time. एक बार पुनः यहाँ आए हुए अतिथियों का मैं अपनी सभी सहयोगी संस्थाओं की तरफ से हार्दिक स्वागत, वंदन एवं अभिनंदन करता हूं और अनुरोध करता हूं आज के कार्यक्रम के हमारे होस्ट तनुज नारायण जी से कि कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाएं.
Now I would like to invite Miss Valentina Cortini. She is the founder of the Spiritual Council in Africa, and she is a wonderful healer. And she's going to talk about how to heal yourself. हम अपनी उपचार कैसे कर सकते हैं इस कोविड के समय में. So over to Valentina Cortini, who's a doyen in healing yourself through these yogic techniques, through pranic and through all. So Himanshu ji, आप क्या उनको can you just spotlight her? Yeah, welcome Valentina.
Namaste everyone, and I want to bring to you the greetings of the Spiritual Council from South Africa, but also the greetings from my country of origin. I'm from Italy, and I would like to say ciao Antonietta, piacere di conoscerti. So thank you so much for this opportunity of being here with you today. And it's been very important for me to be part of this platform because, as you know, and if you followed me before, we are really keen as the Spiritual Council to uplift our youth. Our youth, as you know, has lost all sort of forms of spirituality. They don't understand religion anymore. So it's important for a lot of us to open non-profit organizations that they're actually there to support them in a way. And we are still teaching them the old things, but we are just teaching them in a new way that is more relatable to them at this time. So tonight, I would like to talk to you about how to heal yourself at this time of COVID and understanding the unfolding this time as a part of an evolution of mankind. So I'm truly honored for this interaction. And, I've chosen this topic, which perhaps I'm going to handle it in a way that is more controversial than most. And the purpose is to shift the perception out of the current experience vibration of fears and instead aligning it with the vibration of understanding. So what I want to convey to you tonight is the importance of this pandemic, the role that it actually plays within the evolution of humanity, and how you will be able to heal yourself through this perhaps painful process. So allow me to take you on a journey outside your physical perception as you actually open your heart to new possibilities. So first of all, I want you to understand that you shouldn't feel that it is an unwanted burden, because unwanted burdens are creating an effect of discouragement and also of rejection within yourself. I also want to understand that as you are the entirety of this universe, COVID is also part of this creation. So if you're able to view this virus as a part of your creation, you'll be able to accept and allow the forms to actually move through yourself and your experience much freely. And I totally understand that this can be seen as something that is incredibly difficult, especially if we lost friends, our loved ones, we've lost our jobs or any other form of livelihood within this pandemic. Not to mention, of course, the freedom of movement that has been stopped and the personal interaction with other people. So what I would like to encourage you is to remember that in our reality, things do always happen for a specific reason. And this is applicable even in circumstances such as the current one, as we are facing and dealing with this virus. In this instance, I would like to keep reminding you of the possibility of a greater purpose behind it all. I want you to keep your mind focused there. And this, of course, does not take away any effect of sadness that may occur throughout its unfolding, but I encourage you to hear my words in a motivational form in order for you to move forward past any thoughts or beliefs of separation, grief, or sadness. So it is fine for you to accept sadness if sadness has actually come across your path, but try and learn what the sadness is trying to teach you in order to move on. Situations, as you know, present themselves usually in the forms of grief, sadness, pain, in order to help you move on with your soul evolution. So when you rely on this grief, this pain or sadness, thinking on what you're missing out or how you might be able to make different choices, well, if you make these choices or the decision out of these energetic vibrations, instead of allowing it to teach you what is there to know, then this perpetuates nothing else but the emotion of sadness, of grief, or loss and pain, and extend it. So this is what should be understood about the COVID pandemic and the effect that has on people. So we should ask ourselves, what is trying to teach us? What is it trying to teach me in my daily life and the experiences in my daily life? What has the loss of a family member, a friend, or my occupation taught me? What is it in my life that might need to change in order to move into a different state of being? And why have these people left? And what is the difference that leaving me is going to make in my life? These are the questions that you must ask yourself. Ask yourself, why is this happening? And in what way does it play a part in my personal growth? As it always does play a part in your personal growth. So understand that if you're able to shift your perspective from, say, an element of pain and suffering to an element of growth, you will actually be able to understand the bigger picture, more as to why certain instances are actually occurring. It is all about a shift in perspective. So the same instance can occur, but you can view it in multiple different ways, of course. And how you would like to view certain instances is nothing else but your choice. So you can choose to view it in a way that would only bring more detriment to your life, or you can choose to look at it in a way that will bring upliftment to your life. So as I've mentioned, these forms, such as we talked about sadness, pain, and grief or suffering, are actually teachers. There are ways in which you're able to learn how to move forward in your soul evolution, and it's something that we forget. You might think that it's best to always maybe be in a state of happiness or in a state of peace, but you see, these states do not teach you what the other do, such as the sadness or the pain of the grief. And they do not teach you the same amount of information that you need to know in order to grow. Of course, this might seem unfair to most, but this is the path. And I want to repeat that the path that the soul takes to learn and grow. And it is important to also love yourself and feel a certain amount of love in every situation, especially if the experience you're going through is actually a harsh one. And that is the beginning of healing, the beginning in understanding how you can evolve your awareness and consciousness, as well as, of course, your spirituality. And this is the beginning of creating a better life for yourself. Understand that you can create a better life for yourself in each individual moment. And your response is the deciding factor of the outcome. So if you're able to perceive and create out of a perception of love, for example, understanding and forgiveness, you will have a result that will give you this experience of love, understanding, and forgiveness. However, if you choose instead to play a part in what the human collective is playing right now through this pandemic, which is experiencing COVID with fear, you will have, of course, a result of fear. So understand that society is still at a very low vibration of fear-based understanding. And of course, this fear-based understanding does influence everyone as part of the collective. And it is, however, once again, your decision if you would like to partake in this fear-based understanding, or you would like to build your own understanding. And a lot of us are still in situation or position where we do really not perceive or understand that it's still our decision to choose a fear or a love-based situation or choice or decision. And so we are stuck in this default setting of understanding that reality is based on fears. And this fear creates more elements and experiences in our life of, guess what? Of course, more fear. So if you are becoming aware that you can create the results that you desire, that you can create the outcome that you desire, and this can happen even in the most hostile of situations, like the one we are living right now, then you will be able to adequately focus your energy, your intention, and your thoughts in a way that they will be more beneficial to you. And again, it's all about perceiving the situation and creating out of that desired perception. And this is what COVID is trying to teach us. It's trying to teach us about the difficult circumstances in our life and how we can respond to them, not react, respond, and how best we can move forward. And this is where the growth is taking place. It is a massive growth opportunity for each individual, but also for the collective. It is a massive, actually, growth opportunity for the collective. And this is how we all move forward. And we move forward not by laying down in fear and allowing it to consume us. We move forward in just allowing the experiences to tell us what it is that they're trying to tell us. And not just that, but also to listen to that message and then decide then in that moment if you want to move forward in a way that is right for others and ourselves. And this is how you heal yourself in this pandemic and how you create new experiences for yourselves, even in the harshest of situations, as every situation is a learning opportunity and every experience is a learning experience. So it is, again, your decision. If you like to move on and grow, or if you would like to stay in that form of stagnation for it to repeat itself over and over again. So allow yourself to feel the emotion and what is telling you. So if you're experiencing pain in the sense of loss of someone in your life, try and feel and understand why it is happening. Do your best not to allow it to consume you. So be in the understanding it is there for your personal soul growth. Try and learn what the emotions in your body are trying to tell you, and then build your own understanding from love and only from an experience of love, and understand that create the results that you desire comes from you. Every experience is always a catalyst for growth, and I cannot stop repeating this. And I would like to conclude by just telling you that, yes, maintaining a positive vibration, not fear-based, over this pandemic will certainly help you maintain a state of general well-being. However, it would be very imprudent not to wear your masks in public or not to sanitize every so often, or of course, to frequently visit crowded places. That will obviously be hazardous, as we still are influenced by the experience of the collective. So I thank you. I thank you for your attention. I thank you for the love, and I thank you for this interaction. Namaste.